Hey everyone, today we're diving into one of the most powerful and honestly, one of the most heartbreaking moments in the whole Bible. From noon until 3 in the afternoon, darkness covered the whole land. About 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani," which means, my God, why have you forsaken me?" So here's the big question. Why on earth did Jesus say that? Option A, he was in unbearable pain. Option B, God had actually abandoned him and he was crying out in frustration. Or option C, he was fulfilling prophecy. If you picked C, you're spot on. Stick around, let's walk through this together step by step and see what the Bible really shows us. A lot of people hear those words, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" and think, wow, Jesus felt totally abandoned. That's so sad and hopeless. But hold on. Check out what Jesus says right at the very end. After taking the sour wine, Jesus said, "It is finished," bowed his head, and gave up his spirit. It is finished. The original Greek word is tetelestai. That's not a defeated whisper. That's a victorious shout. It means, it's done. The mission is complete. Everything is accomplished. And then, as we all know the rest of the story, 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead. If God had truly turned his back on him forever, there's no way that resurrection happens. So clearly, God did not abandon Jesus. Okay, but then, why say those words at all? Why cry out like that? Here's where it gets amazing. Jesus actually told us the answer himself way earlier. After he rose, he said to his disciples, "This is what I was talking about when I was still with you. Everything written about me in the law of Moses, the prophets, and the Psalms has to come true." Think about that. The entire Old Testament was pointing to Jesus. His birth, his miracles, his suffering, his death, his resurrection. It was all part of a divine plan, like following a script that God wrote thousands of years before. So when Jesus says, "It is finished," on the cross, he's basically saying, every single prophecy about me, check. All fulfilled. Done. And that cry, my God, why have you forsaken me?" It wasn't him losing hope in the moment. It was a line straight from the script. One he intentionally quoted to show everyone exactly what was happening. So where did that line originally come from? Psalm 22, verse 1. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me, so far from the words of my groaning?" That's David writing those exact words 3,000 years ago. 1,000 years later, Jesus quotes it word for word while hanging on the cross. He wasn't just randomly hurting and complaining. He was shouting loud enough for everyone around to hear, "Look, the prophecy is being fulfilled right now. I'm the Messiah the scriptures were talking about all along." So why did David even write those words in the first place? David himself said, "The Spirit of the Lord spoke through me. His word was on my tongue." David wasn't just pouring out his own feelings. He was being moved by the Holy Spirit to write down exactly what God wanted said, words that would one day point straight to Jesus. All the Old Testament prophets did this. They were like God's advance team, leaving clues, prophecies, and powerful lines that would make it crystal clear when the time came that Jesus is who he said he was. So thank you for hanging out with me today. If this hit home for you, drop a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and let me know in the comments what stood out to you. Can't wait to see you next time as we keep unpacking these incredible truths from the Bible. God bless you. See you soon.